strength of one, being a widow, losing a husband, and just wanting to make a difference. We wanted to do a holistic approach, and so Restoring the Village was started, and it was a pop-up that God just put a vision in my heart and just said, do it. And so my biggest thing is being obedient and doing it, even if it doesn't make sense to me. We have a great team, about 7 core members, and we have over 200 community partnerships, and those partnerships are churches, they're agencies, they're community association, nonprofits, they're everyone. They're leaders, community leaders without even a community association. It's just they're leaders. And so I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. And that's just how it goes. It's like a cluster. You just keep on building and building and building. Then I have different community partnerships that they help with just jobs. I know my lane. My lane is connecting. And so we have other people that help with jobs, and we have other people that help with missing children. We have people that has their own niche, and we just want them to feel a part. So I just connect them. And shout out to Diamond K. He's very influential in the community, offering platforms. I started Restoring the RTV project radio show as just a way of getting information out to the community. It can be so many things that can go on, but what we want to do is only solely work and focus on the positive. And so that's all that Restoring the Village is doing.
Hello and welcome to another great show today on RTV Radio.
Good job.
I'm joined by my amazing co-host Juan, Brother Nance. And we have 2 special guests here with us today, Stokey and Carter. Welcome to our show and thank you for coming. So today we're just going to dive right into everything that y'all 2 are doing for the communities. I've been seeing great things. I personally started following both of y'all, so I'm not even aware of the background and what led y'all to do what y'all doing now for Baltimore Today. And of course, you announcing your candidacy not too long ago. So I don't know who wants to start on y'all why. Okay.
Let the man go first.
For me, first of all, I just want to give a special thanks to you guys. This platform is premium, it's necessary. And I'm not saying underrated in terms of the performance, I'm saying the attention that it deserves. Small businesses such as this has not been celebrated in Baltimore for as long as I can remember. And I've been traveling this man around everywhere he go, doing my best in my individual capacity to support him. And whenever he calls, it's like not even a question if I'm gonna show up. Like today, for example, I got a call to go to be a part of something that NAACP was having. And no disrespect to them, but to me this was more important because I felt like he invited me to be a part of his platform and they wanted me to come and be a part of their audience. So it's a different scenario when I show up to be a part of something. And it's never for cameras, never for lights, it's always for the individual or the people or the community who I feel like need my presence, And I just want to congratulate you guys on longevity, success, and having a premium radio show that I think needs way more attention than it's been getting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank you.
that. I'm talking about.
So Carter, what brings you to now today? Like all of the work that you do for youth. I know I've seen you do like big things for the youth in Baltimore City. You advocate, you do a lot as far as with people that just became released from jail. So you give us a little bit of history about yourself and then what you do.
I thank y'all for having me on the show too. My drive and stuff come from me when I look out and I see myself. So the kids that we see in Squeegee and the kids we see doing whatever they doing or hustling, whatever they doing, that was me at one time. And I just had a little break where I can sit down and just rethink everything and get my priorities together and work on myself. And now I'm able to help somebody else so I can be that father figure, that friend, or whatever they need me to be, that voice.
Yeah, and they definitely need it, especially with someone that's relatable. So what do you do in the community as far as like what projects you got going on?
Well, I like Well, we just recently coming home. Well, I got released September the 19th of 2016 on a 30-year sentence.
Okay.
I served 19 years, and President Obama gave me a pardon. But while I was doing that 19 years, I was able to finish school, write the 15 books, get the vision for my clothing line, map out all my business plans I wanted to carry out when I did hit the streets, because I know I left my kids out here empty-handed for real. And I wanted to, when I came back to society, I wanted to come back not empty-handed and have something for them other than what I went away with.
Right.
And that's how it came about. So just trying to help these kids, just guide them in the right direction. That's all I really want to do.
So is that what the Be More Loyal 30 Years Before Dishonor, that's a book?
Yeah, Be More Loyal 30 Years. No, it's a way of life for real.
Because I'm just my first hand about it, so I educate me, brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so Be More Loyal is basically like, it's a way of life.
Okay.
It's what we grew up on, morals and principles and respect.
Okay.
And just like me growing up watching him, because I watched him, I wanted to imitate him and be like him. So I'm figuring if I wanted to grow up and had the cars and the money and the fame and stuff like what he did following his footsteps, and which was illegal at the time. But now when a man go away and get himself together and he's a better man than when he was when he first went in and he came back out better, why not follow him when he doing something positive and doing something right?
Absolutely.
Which he got the rapport for the streets, and everybody already got the spotlight on him. He been had that growing up. Even though we had it hard, the odds were stacked against us. Like he always said, the deck was always stacked against us, but we prevailed through that. And with just him coming back out and being the man that he is now, man, I don't have no choice but to support him. If I support you doing something wrong, you doing something right, I got to support you.
Absolutely. And you know, it's so crazy because I first, I knew who Stokey was back in the day, but I saw a DVD, you know what I mean? And I actually reached out and sent, I don't know if you remember, I reached out and I don't know if you still got the Home by Mondawmin. I was working with one of your boys, you know what I mean? And I had reached out and I was like, because when I seen the story, I was like, damn, it really like, it really made me see like that's Baltimore. That's the Baltimore I know. You know what I mean? Like even from like you saying the respect, all that stuff. Even though you may have been doing something that wasn't right, you were still taking care of the community. You know what I mean? Like, and so when I seen it, I was just like watching the journey and to see you come home doing what you're doing now. You know what I mean? I'm actually not surprised. You know what I mean? That was already put in on your walk. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to kind of I wanted to piggyback off of that what you were saying, because that's how my first full introduction of who you are as the man you are today is through that movie that you had put out back in the day. You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, you know, it's a no-brainer. I mean, Chris say change, man. I just disagree with that premise slightly because we all are the same men.
Facts.
Doing
Exactly.
different things.
Facts.
Some
Just
things are
move
already in
differently.
you, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
I mean, before, you know, my transition, I was always giving back to my community, although my thinking wasn't the same. For me, you know, it was being a better father, a better son, and a better friend, and a better person for my community. So in order for me to change my behavior, I had to change my thinking. And today is no different. Like, you got people who are demagogues and they yell from pulpits, they want attention, they want the camera, they want the lights. I just want the results. Like, in my individual capacity, I couldn't ask God for a better life. I mean, what I went through was for a reason. All my kids, they healthy, they here, they support my mission, whether it be music, politics, or education. And that's all that matters to me. But more importantly, knowing what I did to my community, I mean, I'm not saying that he omitted that, but that's the only reason why I feel like I can't go to sleep at night, because I have a lot of unfinished business. Like when you do some of the things that we have done and people support that narrative because they love you, you got to ask yourself, you know, what would they have done if you done something positive, right? So if I went to Harvard, yeah, we might have more Harvard Yale students. You know?
Exactly.
So for me, it's not even about politics, you know. And you know, one thing I want to tap into is the thinking about people. Like,
Facts.
People tell me all the time, they say they won't let you. Like, who is they?
Yeah, right.
Right.
If you obey your civil duties and you vote or you register and vote, then you are part of the they.
Right.
You mean you won't let me? Because at the end of the day, you have a say so in this democracy, and a lot of people don't understand exactly what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like right now, we hopeless, we desensitized, and it's because of things maybe that I even done in the past. So I can correct my mistakes, seek atonement, ask for forgiveness, all I want. But until I put the action to work, then it doesn't matter what you say out your mouth. And see, my thing is, I love following winners. You know, I know that you got a lot of people who want, quote unquote, the mainstream media to believe that they change agents, right? But then when you look at that receipt, it doesn't show what they paid for, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I've been on the ground my entire life, and nothing's going to change that. Some people ask me, if I don't win, will I still continue to do what I've been doing? Why not?
Right.
I just want whoever is in a position to lead effectively and lead us to the promised land, so to speak. That hasn't happened. I don't have faith that it will happen because I think it's a disconnect between, politicians and leaders.
I actually think you running puts the pressure on them.
I think so.
To be honest with you, to show up. To be honest with you, just because those of us that are on the ground, such as yourself, you know what I mean. We've been waiting for a moment like this,
It's like an awakening, right?
And they already know what time it is. You know what I mean?
I wasn't part of the Obama transition, but in spirit, I was here, letting my people know how important it was to get involved in the electoral process. And he won 2 times, and I think a lot of do with the minorities getting involved and voting. But I have learned so much over the last several weeks, man, about how this city is ran. I mean, to know that we had $3.5 billion allocated us yearly, and we only spend 13% of that on education. It's
That's
a problem.
crazy.
And that is crazy.
It's a problem to me. And you think, somebody said, what's 13% of $3.5 billion? That's only $278 million. So I feel like we can allocate money for other things, but we can't take care of our education system. Somebody gonna say, well, where will you subtract money from the budget to add to the education? We gotta figure that part out. And with me knowing exactly how people think, right now we have a safety problem, a crime problem, violence problem. And I separate those 3, or they might be considered in the same category depending on who you talk to. But if you live in Federal Hill, you're not, fearing that you're gonna get too much mail. You know what I'm saying? You might get a bystander or somebody loading on your property. You might say, you know what, I want him to leave. But your fear is different for somebody living in the city.
Exactly.
Grandma can't go to the store no more, even get cigarettes no more.
Yeah.
Can't
So
go
to
play
me,
the numbers or
exactly.
nothing.
Right, those things have to change, and I feel like anybody that can relate, who want to help change the paradigm or that narrative, will invest in somebody they know who know how to work. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not about me, it's about we.
Yeah, it
I
is.
can't get a job and work for me. I gotta get a job and work for us, and your opinion and your validation matters.
Facts.
So to me, if I'm blessed with that position, it's an open door policy because that's how I've always been. I've always been honest and transparent with the people I serve because although I want to work for myself, I'm doing a good job of that right now, right? But I'm willing to sacrifice that and lots of money to work for the city of Baltimore because I love Baltimore so much. Baltimore gave me everything I could ever ask for. And right now, I'm just blessed to be in a position where as though we have this conversation.
Facts.
Because where I come from is not the norm.
Exactly.
And we normalize crisis all the time, but we don't normalize success because we don't see that much of it.
Exactly.
And I just feel like with platforms like this,
Or even knowing how to celebrate success.
Right,
You know what I mean? In a positive way.
they
you know
got
what I
us
mean?
they got us so brainwashed to think that we can't do something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the first black person.
Yeah,
Still, like
yeah.
we still
Yeah,
talk,
right.
oh, he was the first black person to do that, or she was the first black woman to do that. Why are we still having the first black anything?
Right,
Exactly.
Why we can't be the 31st? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like this,
Exactly.
So I'm hopeful. Like these kids, they excite me. My son, he's 6 years old, one of the smartest people I know, not smartest kids. And it all started with him. One day I went to go see him in school, and he was like, "Dad, why do you want to leave Baltimore? Baltimore is not a good place." I said, "It's not the same." He said, "Why? Because of the murders. We don't talk about violence.
Right.
We talk about Stephen Curry, Tom Brady, and Kevin Durant. We don't talk about violence." So I failed him in regards to the information that he has received, whether it be social media or just my actions coming home and complaining about my day. But I want to fix that. So Jay-Z said, man, if you can leave Baltimore and come up here with us and be successful and then be miserable about what's going on in Baltimore, or you can lead Baltimore and be happy with the results.
Exactly.
So I decided to stay, But I should have thought about that before I gave out my furniture away. If I gave everything away, ready to go
And
to
you
LA,
was ready.
I was gone. Now listen, I promise you, I was gone. And I went to go see him.
No,
They
I
were there in
understand.
school, and he was like, "Wow." And then, whether we know we believe in lost sperm to Allah, so messages come large and far, but they real to me, And I had a feeling that something wanted me to stay, And then, like I say, people, if they say this, the machine is the machine. That I'm an open book. You can Google me. I don't have any sex offender charges. I ain't never been, abused my wife. I made a mistake and did some things based on my environment that a lot of us were subjected to in the 80s, and I paid my debt to society. That was 20-something years ago. The last 10 years, I've been
You
boots
shouldn't
on
be
the ground, giving back to my community, other community. Trying to, promote and advertise positivity not only education, recreation, or even decreasing recidivism by way of giving these guys an example of what not to do.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful, man, because I feel like if the people and the kids come out and they register, then we having a different conversation.
Absolutely.
Because they comfortable. I'm gonna tell you something real quick, and I'm gonna pass the mic.
Nah, do your thing, bro.
The politicians that we see today are comfortable. If you look at strategically some of the things they say out their mouth, it don't make sense. And I love those brothers and I love those sisters, and I want them to win no matter what they do. But sometimes you just gotta pass the torch. Sometimes you gotta know when your way ain't working.
Exactly.
And I'm saying, and I don't want to hold on a job that long that I'm gonna do my people a disservice.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be that type of person. I was raised different.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and I mean, think about it, we got Supreme Court justices that in their 80s. Like, how can you remember?
Right.
So I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to be a part of that process. They can be senior advisors.
Right.
But give these fresh minds an opportunity.
Right.
And I'm looking at right now, in Baltimore, we haven't had a Republican mayor since 1967. Right? So we democratically ran and operated for the last 30-something years, right? Or longer. But my whole point is, when you look at what's affecting Baltimore, is it one Baltimore? Some will want to believe it is. I believe it's two Baltimore.
Yeah, definitely two Baltimore.
Because you can't
possibly three.
Right, exactly. Because you cannot go to Federal Hill and do some of the things you do on Pennsylvania Avenue. Why not? We're a nation of laws. Everybody has the same rights, and we shouldn't alienate no one based on their addiction, color, or their employment. But it happens all the time. If you don't fit a particular criteria, then some kind of way you X'd out. And now they know how to lie about omission. You know what I mean? They're okay, we gave y'all something. What y'all give us? We gave y'all Drew Hill Park. Like, huh? So, you think about things that are happening in Baltimore City, and numbers don't lie. We got 1,525 murders that happened before this year began. And right now we got 220-something, and 122 of them are 30 or under. That's a problem to me.
Yeah, facts.
That's a problem to me. And 84% of people that got killed last year had a record. 86% of the people that killed them had a record. That's some type of common denominator, but it's something there that we got to look into, see what we doing wrong.
Get to the root.
Right, exactly.
Get to the root.
What we missing,
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic, man. I'm prayed up, and I'm here for it. I ain't got a scared bone in my body. I'm here for it, man.
I already know,
Yeah,
bro.
but-
You know what I mean?
I tell everybody, ain't nothing they can say or do to me that the streets ain't prepared me for.
Right, facts.
I can tell you they got the right one, because at the end of the day, I don't need them for nothing. I'm going to go back to my community, win, lose, or draw.
Right, and still do the
Exactly.
same work. Yeah, and still do the same work. Be able to go to sleep
I
at
think
night.
that's commendable, especially with everything that both of y'all had went through and what you want to do now. And I was getting ready to ask, what made you decide to run for mayor? But I think you.
But it was a lot of things. You look at like I said, I gave you statistics. In 2010, 14, we had 210 homicides. In 2015, we had 344. In 2016, we had 319. In 2017, we had 343. Last year, we had 310. And right now, we got 220-something homicides. So that's 1,740-something people that's murdered that's never coming back. Who I know for a fact, if I had the proper platform, I could relate to those people and find resources or information to help them make better decisions. Not saying that all of them would have listened, but a large portion of them would have, because, like, for instance, I did research. 84.7% of those people that got killed had music in their bio or their obituary. But there's no music programs that's allocated for them to get them into, say, listen, and I'm not saying as a curriculum, I'm saying a program to say, listen, if y'all want to do that, you can do this too. Or use it as a positive reinforcement to say, listen, you can work, or you can do music, but you got to have a job.
Exactly.
But give them something to go to. We had those options coming up, and for some reason, it's a far gone conclusion, even when it comes to recreation centers, right? Don't basketball me to death.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
we
it's
were
no
saying
soul
that
in it.
last
I'm trying to
week,
say,
they got the building, but no, like,
there's no soul in there.
Yeah.
There's no
They don't
energy.
want to, kids play basketball, play football.
And the kids still cussing and fussing and fighting and going crazy. Like, you ain't teaching them discipline.
Again, we when I say drain the swamp, we got some good people who have put their life, sweat, and blood on the line for Baltimore, who haven't been awarded or rewarded for their services, right? I'm just saying, there's metaphors and parables that's in every religious text that I know of, but none speaks more valuable than what's for you is for you. You know what I'm saying? And what's against you is against you. And I know this for a fact that if you ride down 25th Street every day, you're gonna see the same houses. if you're looking for a bond, you're not going to see it on 25th Street. You got to ride on a different street.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if you want something different, you got to go a different direction.
Exactly.
And if they tell me they're going to do something different, I'm down to see what it's going to be because they had years to fix it. And right now, we're not getting better, we're getting worse.
Yeah.
I don't see it increasing anything. I see it decreasing everything.
Yeah, likewise.
And I want to get behind somebody who I think is going to, make my kids feel safer, or protect their future. I don't see it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm going in here first. I'm blessed to have a team of people. The sky says, Stokey, I may not always understand your vision, but I trust it.
Man.
And that's all I need. Somebody to trust the vision, know that I'm going to align myself with the right people. Because your leg broke, and as beautiful as you, I don't call me. I can't fix your leg. Call a paramedic. You know what I'm saying? So if your car break down, don't call me. Call a paramedic. And that's the problem. They calling the wrong people for the wrong things and asking to fix them.
But you also said earlier, like, people get comfortable in office, but I also think people in the communities get comfortable with these people that are in office. They just like, oh, well, they've been here X amount of years, so I'm going to just let them keep on doing what they're doing. And that narrative needs to change as well.
And I think it's about favorability because what happens is in the black community, when we was denied, an opportunity to be a part of that process for so long. So now, when there's a chance to vote for someone, we get familiar with that person and say, you know what, she better than that white person, or she better than that Indian guy. So I'm gonna keep going. But like I said, Donald Trump did a fire.
Yeah, he did.
I'm saying, people ask me all the time, well, what you think? I said, first of all, he did a lot. But his approach was totally different because in order for you to point out my blame, point out the good you're going to return it with.
Right.
And I don't see him doing that. And I'm saying certain people who take orders different from me, I'm a realist. Like, I get it. I know that I want to be a servant. I want to give back. And I don't need nobody instruction to do that.
Right.
I don't need nobody else to hold my hand and tell me
or
to pick
permission.
up a
Exactly.
But they do it all the time, and it's lethargic, and it's weak, and it's phony, and I get tired of being a part of the hypocrisy because these same streets been dirty before Donald Trump even became president.
Exactly.
And nobody want to do something then.
Right.
I was doing it with my own money and my own volunteers before we even thought about what the electoral process looked like.
Right.
But I'm saying now everybody want to act like it's a state of emergency. Well, you got people who live in these same neighborhoods who can't afford to move.
Exactly.
They can't go nowhere. So for me, it's like, I'm not going to be funny with y'all. You know what? I'm fine with y'all staying over there because at the end of the day, I ain't need y'all this long. So I ain't going to do y'all. Not one time have anybody ever gave me a broom to do anything positive, right? Not one time, and they all seen what I was doing. Just recently, the other day, I got a certificate, a resolution from the city council for 10 years of service. So you mean it took them 10 years to realize what I was doing?
Right.
Like, where y'all been, like under oak tree?
Right.
But I humbly accepted it. I appreciate, the gesture. But at the end of the day, I think there's so much work to be done because there's so many more people that hasn't been recognized that just maybe if you recognize them, then other people will get involved and engage in the process, and they want to help.
It's time to organize the people and the money in Baltimore. Like that's what it is. A lot of old money in Baltimore. It's a lot of old black money in Baltimore that is not being organized and put together. You know what I mean? Like, and on a structural basis, like you said, build an infrastructure and give them more opportunity. You know what I mean? Like I was telling somebody about the school system. Like you got principals running schools, their job is to do the academic stuff. They're not business people. You can't give them a budget and expect them to do an effective job with a budget. That's not what they do. You know what I mean? Like they organize teachers. They teach people how to be effective teachers and lead schools. They don't lead budgets. You know what I mean? So I agree with you, having people in place and understanding you're expert, you know what I mean, and working it to the core. You know what I mean? So I definitely salute all of that. Oh yeah, somebody said pool the resources. Yeah, that's what it's about.
It is,
so, brother,
definitely.
I mean, we've been talking for a minute, so I just want to give you a little time to share a little bit of things that you're doing in the community as well. Like I said, forgive me for not doing my research prior to coming. You know, they always say I don't do my research, but I do. You know what I mean? I do. Allah knows my heart. But yeah, so brother, just give me a little bit of info for the viewing people about your story and what you're doing, got going on.
We talking about the mayor or me?
Yeah.
Both of y'all, but you personally.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So what I do in the city is every day I wake up, I do the same thing that I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get paid to do what I do. I do it because I love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to see people elevate. I want to see people smile. So with me seeing you smile or seeing those kids smile, it just makes me happy. That's all I want to do is just make somebody happy.
So let me ask you a question as far as like the temperature of engaging the young people now, because a lot of young people I work with, I provide opportunities for them to make juice in Southwest Baltimore. So like when you engage with the youth, like I know the reception has been positive, but like do you have any particular young man or young lady that stood out that you work with that, you know what I mean, you have done something with, you know what I mean, done something with that? Yeah.
Well, all of them really. All the kids that come around me, they just like being around me. For one, they know when we gonna get some money. Well, they gonna get some money because I always make money, just pay them.
Right.
But laying in that prison cell, man, them making me get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go and cut grass for 15 cents an hour, and you know I buck with that. So they put me on lockup for not cutting grass, 15 cents an hour. Yeah. So now that I'm out here, I took that same vision that they try to enslave me with in there and pay me pennies for. Now we've created a job now for the kids to cut grass and make $15 an hour. Instead of making 15 cents, they making 15 an hour.
That's what I'm talking about.
So bro, creating jobs, just me with the books, and he an author too. So I have never seen no author write books and order books for kids and let them keep all the profit. So what I'm doing is trying to change their mindset about the product. Yeah. You keep the same hustle, same drive, same energy, same tenacity. Okay, whatever you got going on, you keep that. Yeah. And you make the product change. So we change the product. So we still sell dimes, we sell books. Yeah. So if they sell $10 books and the book costs $3 to get printed up, bring back $3, keep the $7. Yeah, facts. So just imagine they got 100 books, they make $1,700 profit. So ain't no kid gonna wanna go and not do that.
Yeah, that's how they be doing with the juice.
Once you get somebody trained as far as your book, and they making money off of your book, then you sit them down and you show them how to write their own.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, that's
just creating jobs.
They're creating jobs, like you said, changing the mindset. Like it's a mindset thing, man. Like it's a mindset thing. We can't change all the systematical things, but if we can shift the mind, then they'll be able to better attack, you know, the world we live in. So salute for that, bro. Right. Like real talk. Salute to that.
Can I get a little?
But don't tell me, and like with the kids, I don't want to go and tell you how to do something. I want to show you. Right. So when we started this, like this ain't no back to school nothing. We do this every day. So I got master barbers on call and beauticians. So that's the barbershop and the hair salon. So when you do all this for the camera, you cutting these heads and you're doing these heads, what about the rest of the week and the rest of the school year that the kids don't need this? So that's what I think for the end.
Right.
So with the end, we got the hair salon, the barbershop. Kids can come every day and get their hair cut for free. Girls can get their hair done for free. Like that. But it's only one kid can come every 2 weeks because too much pulling and too much shaping up and mess their kid head up. Yeah. So that's what we doing. We trying to look beyond the school year. We want to finish the school year before it's finished. Yeah. So when I'm showing them how to talk about a car wash, so we got a car wash too that we developed for the squeegee kids. So when I go out there while they in school, if they come into the building and they sign up for car wash, whatever cars I wash, the money is added up and divided between whoever signed up. They go home with the money. I'm just in there sweating, and I'm happy to see them go out with their check in their hand.
Yeah, see, that's what we do.
So what side of Baltimore, what side of town are you mainly on?
Well, I target the whole Baltimore, but I'm from White Lock Street, so we West Baltimore.
Okay, from West. Okay.
But the whole Baltimore, I try to cover the whole Baltimore. I go in Cherry Hill.
Okay.
You got families that don't have stuff, man. You just gotta. I'm on call.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And even when I get the flack about me and Stokey all day long, I love this brother. This like my big brother. So I don't got no problem with him, and I love what he doing. Even when he was doing wrong, I still love it because I tried that too. But what I'm saying is, it's not about me. He running, and I'm on the ground. So whenever you don't see him, just know I'm representing him. So when you seeing the good in me, that's the good from him.
We running, like the brother said.
Right.
Like,
we
running. We running.
And for me, I think, you know, I'm gonna say hi to Tulu. I seen her watching. You know, you gotta meet people where they are. And like, it's not gonna take 15 minutes to erase the stigma that we've been, oppressed with, over the last 400 something years. It's not gonna happen. Like, and some people just don't believe, and I get it. Like, I get it. You think about any situation that you see a person of color involved and invested in, there's gonna be doubt, right? Mm-hmm. And I think all four of us would be lying. If we thought that Obama was going to win the presidency when he ran, because we was taught that we'd never see a black president, right? But for me, it's so exciting because let the people decide.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I'm excited for.
At the end of the day, if a mother who lost her son, and she's saying that, I feel safer now than I did before I lost my son, then you keep what you have. Mm-hmm. Because I was like getting the oil change, right? Mm-hmm. You can keep the old oil in there or burn it until your engine blow up. Mm-hmm. I think that's what's happening now because, metaphorically speaking, we don't have people that are leaders. We have politicians.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a difference.
Yes.
It's
It's
a
a
difference,
big
bro.
difference.
I'm saying
It's a
right
huge
now,
difference.
Facts don't lie. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what happened in 2015 when we organized and came up with a small, short-term solution on how to get these kids to subside with tearing the city down, opposed to having a decent conversation. But those kids should never have been put in a position to represent us.
Yeah, facts.
They did it, and I'm glad they did it. But it was supposed to be a moment turned into a movement.
Right.
But it was a moment turned to silence because of politicians. We went and relaxed again and gave them control to change the narrative that they never even begin with. So right now, it's a little different. I think people are actually frustrated, tired.
Yes.
We got evidence of a corrupt police department.
Yeah.
We got evidence of corruption in City Hall.
Yeah.
We got evidence that our schools are failing. We got evidence that we got more violence than probably any other city per capita. So what are we waiting for? Can I tell you what? Like you said, we waiting for the same people that dug this hole to dig us out, right?
Right?
I got faith, and as a mustard seed, we was taught that, right?
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I'm also realistic, and I'm just hopeful that people will understand that every day I study things I don't know, so I won't put myself in a situation to do a disservice to any of you people, because it's not about favorability or trying to win the popular contest.
Yeah, that's what
I
it's
have
about.
a good
Yeah.
life. I want to be clear, like I have a very good life.
Right.
Like right now, and I'll be 50 years old next year. This is the happiest I've ever been probably in a very, very long time.
Alhamdulillah,
I mean,
right.
on all
Right.
cylinders. On all cylinders. My family, my freedom, my health, my wealth, everything Allah blessed me with makes sense for me right now. The average person, I'm going to be clear, would not stop what he's doing
Facts.
to go back and take on the naysayers of Baltimore City because they hopeless.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't feel comfortable going forward knowing
You got unfinished business.
You right.
exactly. So that's not taken into consideration. You got those that say, well, you're not qualified. Well, guess what? If you want me to do what they doing, I don't
Trump
want to be
wasn't
qualified.
qualified
Right,
either.
right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
If you want me to do what they doing now, I don't want to be qualified.
Right.
And the person that live in Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. wasn't
Yeah,
qualified.
Exactly.
But, and I'm not saying that that's a perfect example of somebody doing a terrible job, but I'm just saying right now, I know for a fact in my heart, I went to college for psychology, real estate, business, man. I can learn what they doing, but they could never do what I do. You got to have that certain DNA in you to get back, and you got to be on the ground. You got to have the heart. You got to have the charisma.
That's what I was about to say. You definitely have to have the heart.
You had that, and right now, if there's something going on in Pennsylvania Avenue, and somebody say, "Can you stop that?" They gonna need the police to go with them, right?
Right.
I don't need no police to go with me. I'm just blessed to have relationships and to be poor with like-minded people who trust and believe in my vision. And I always say they trust you, they relate to you, and they respect you. You got a chance. Without those elements being in play, it's like a snowball going to hell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So if somebody would ask you, like, about the crime or how to deal with the police department,
Right.
how would you approach that? Like, I mean, I know it's a loaded kind of a
No,
big
it's not
question.
loaded. It's easy. I mean, we got criminals that's comfortable right now.
Right.
So you got those at risk and those risking everything. You can't use the same antidote for both.
Right.
You got those in high school that's at risk, right? So you got to give them more programs. Keep them focused on education and recreation because they still young. They have a chance to go back and invest in their future. Those risking everything, they're the ones that's shooting up the corner, the funeral homes, and everything. So now we got to figure out, okay, is there a model to really test them for PTSD? Is it mental health?
I was getting ready to say
component?
mental health,
Like, what's
definitely.
going on with these guys is making them feel so hopeless and desensitized.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
So right now, once you address those issues, then you have a component where there's no police relationships. So now, my thing with police is, okay, we got police that's down in the harbor, they federal hill Kent, okay. If we can allocate some of those resources to the inner city with the high volume of violence that's happening at, penetrate on these areas first, get them some resources first. Don't just go up there and do mass incarceration, start locking people up, because we're gonna have the same problem we had in the late 80s, early 90s. I'm saying, go in there with ammunition, say, listen, sir, I see you in this corner every single day. My name is Officer Smith. Here's a job application to Home Depot. I will take it in. If you fill it out, give it back to me tomorrow. Now we got a relationship, right? And now that's going to tell me if you really want to work or not, right? And then I want to have a clean slate program. Saying, okay, if you come home from prison and you need a job, we're going to give you a job for 6 months and then hire you permanently with a raise. And we're going to try to put money to the side so you can save for a home buyers program, or
I
homeowners
think that's
program.
so needed.
So that way you can invest into the community that you tearing up. Now you go like, yo, I ain't gonna tear my house up. I'm gonna buy that house, right? And it's gonna be an incentivized program. But the thing about it can be done. Because some of these houses that we tear up don't cost that much money to build up. You know, think about somebody when they flip a house. It's the same model. It's just going to be incentivized by a corporation of people who invest in us having affordable housing and job creation. And then the police got to have proper training. You can't have a person that's out there that only see black people on TV. And then when they interact with them, it's a problem. Or black folk don't know how to respect white folk because they feel like they oppressed us 500 years ago. Let's deal with the situation at hand. You know, because without police, all of us in trouble. And I'm not saying it because I'm no longer involved and engaged in criminal activity. I'm saying because it's a fact that if you have a license to carry a firearm, then you need somebody who do. Police have a license to carry a firearm. They're going to protect you from people that's ill-mannered or have, you know, a lot of problematic issues going on in their life, right? Everybody not going to be civilized human beings. That's a fact, you know. That's why we got, you know, medication for those who need therapy and other situations dealing with, you know, mental illness. I'm just in favor of making sure that we have robust police department that we can trust. That's right transparent and right honest and open-minded about things that they doing to help us. If they do that, then I think we got a chance to build a relationship. But if not, if they keep stealing, robbing, and doing everything else to prove otherwise, then we're in trouble.
Yeah, because today when I was downtown, I saw 2 police officers on bikes where the squeegee brothers usually be at, blocking them from doing what they need to do. So it was like they was there all day. Like I saw them at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I saw them again at 5 o'clock when I was coming back up. The same dude was there, or him and another white guy was there all day, a black dude and a white guy. So I was just sitting there like, damn, you know, it could have been another approach to that. Because I ain't gonna lie, they have been wilding down on President Street. Like I done seen them jump out on a couple people and people jumping out their cars. But again, people are not, like you said, engaging with them or meeting people where they at. So yeah, I agree with that, man. I think that's how we're definitely gonna.
I mean, you gotta give him a chance. We got a new commissioner. I still think that his right-hand man should be somebody from Baltimore.
Yeah, I do too.
Who know the city, who know the streets, who knows exactly what's going on. Because I'm telling you, you know, I've been to a lot of cities. I probably hit every city except for one, which is Alaska, right? There's no place like Baltimore. The DNA of the individuals in Baltimore is unlike no other person that I met because, you know, we have this DNA that's just different. You know,
and it's crazy when you go to other states, they know that you're.
Yeah, they can tell.
Yeah, because
I
get that all the time. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. You know, to say the least. Like I say, for me, it's getting people to register to vote. But that's the hardest part. So right now, you say Baltimore has 602,000 people. We built for 1 million. People are moving to the counties for safety and property tax. Property tax in Baltimore County is 1.8%, in the city is 3.2%. Now, how are you gonna pay high property tax and there's so much violence?
Exactly.
So like, I mean, like that don't make sense to me. So you got to decrease one or both, right? And then give people a reason to want to invest into their community again. And I feel like the program that I spoke about earlier, there's a prelude to that because you got to also change your thinking and believe that these programs that exist can be successful and get more and more people to buy into it. Because think about this: if I give you a job right now, say, man, for 6 months, you know, 10 hours out, but 6 months you're on probation, you come to work every single day, you follow rules, regulations, or 90 days, you hire permanently with a $5 raise, and $2 to $3 I'm giving you a raise is gonna go towards a home buyers program. Whereas though that is your money, you can take out whatever you want, but if you stay there for a year, that's enough money for you to put down on the house and while you're building your credit simultaneously. So a lot of things people want to do.
This way I put people in position.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, I'm hopeful, man. I think we smart enough to me to know that we deserve better. We just gotta walk forward and trust people. I give people scenarios all the time saying this hand right here is nothing.
I was gonna ask you that too.
What?
Give me that scenario.
Yeah, I said this hand right here is nothing. You don't know what's in this hand. Which one you gonna choose?
The one that I can see.
So you gonna choose this one. Yeah. I'm giving you nothing. You gonna choose this one over this one.
See.
I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, I don't like chances. Logically, yes. Okay. Logically, yes. I would choose what I don't know versus.
Well, it's not what you don't know. I'm saying you don't
the
know
unknown.
Because you already know you don't have nothing.
Right.
So why not try to go after something? You know what I'm saying? Right. And if it's nothing, you don't lose nothing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just about a matter of trying to get you that bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Figure out
Right.
exactly what we got to do to create hope. You know, and get everybody to engage.
So we got 5 minutes left. So, but I know it's definitely some burning questions about far as like entrepreneurship with youth and workforce development with young people. Are you looking to do more partnerships with like encouraging small local businesses, not just black businesses, but youth businesses as well?
I'm encouraging all stakeholders and small business people to step up and get involved and get engaged and connect, because the kids are the future. He spoke about the squeezy kids. You got kids that want to do more than wash cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, you got kids that want to involve and engage in engineering programs,
Exactly.
you know, electricians, you know, whatever it may be, and not just be a rapper. But until we come together and unite and we curate this very, it's got to be conducive to change. So like my thing is, if it's not already happening, then find a way to make it happen. It's already happened. Put it on steroids so everybody can benefit.
Exactly. That's
You
what
know
I'm
saying?
talking about.
So, and that means coming together and not saying, oh man, I ain't effing with his program. He over west. Or I ain't effing with his program over east. No, find a way, because at the end of the day, it's about the kids.
Yeah, it is. It's about the
I'm for anything that's going to liberate, unite, educate, and keep these kids safe and healthy.
Now, besides the campaign and stuff coming up, do you have any register to vote things going on?
We have been allowing people to register to vote at every event I've been a part of, whether it be
Okay.
community or otherwise. So we're going to continue doing that. I'm looking forward to the next coming weeks where I'm going to do a youth listen summit where I'm going to listen to the youth.
Right.
Let them tell me what they think they
What-
need.
I think
what
that's
they
dope.
need.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
when
what
they tell me
we
they
learned in
need,
Hopkins.
and that way we can take notes and things like that,
Yeah.
because you know you can't keep speaking for them
Right.
Right.
when they got a voice of their own.
So how you plan on? Do you plan on leveraging, you know, your new relationships and old relationships to bring a little bit more power to the community as well, as far as like on the voting tip?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, you have to understand that the paradigm has been shifted. So right now, educating people on why it's important to vote, and then bridge the disconnect and divide, and find a way to ask everybody to be a part of the process for a reason. Because people normally don't vote because they don't think nothing's going to change,
Right.
but they complain, and they heard it before when people say, "Well, I'm voting this, I'm voting that." Well, vote for what you believe can change the future as you see it to be, and vote for those policies in the individual. Don't just vote for complexion no more, because in 2015,
Tell people all the time.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you what voting for the complexion did. I know we got limited amount of time. In 2015, we made history. Baltimore did. We had a black president, a black attorney general, a black city council president, a black mayor, a black police commissioner, a black sheriff, and we still committed more homicides in Baltimore than any other year other than 1993, which was 355. So we had a leadership position that was filled by a black person, and we still did the most violent crimes in Baltimore City. That let me know right then and there that sometimes it ain't about complexion.
Yeah, that.
It's
So my whole thing is trying to find a way to inform, educate, protect the people of the community who need more resources, who need more education, recreational activities, and job placement. To want to see hope. If you give them hope,
I used to be a teacher, so I know, like,
Exactly.
I was a character
And
builder
I met
teacher.
you like that.
You know what I mean? So like, when you teaching and you giving the kids a little something,
Right.
they will run through a wall for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, and their parents will too. You know what I mean? And we forget about the parents. Like, we gotta help them too. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be pouring them to
foundation.
you can't pour them to them in school and then sending them home to Beirut. Like, you gotta build some structure between the two, you know what I mean, and teach people how to connect with each other in alignment, you know what I mean. So I mean, we need like 3 parts to this
I know.
show, you know what I mean? Because,
We say that
you know what I
every
mean?
show.
Because yo, honestly, you know what I mean. You know, I'm glad we were able to speak about, you know, the male race. That's important,
Right.
you know what I mean. I think that we need a new voice, you know what I mean. We definitely need a new voice. I think the youth need a new voice, and I think the youth are looking for something different, as well as the city. So if there's anything that either one of you want to say before you leave, any
And then
upcoming
let everybody know
how to
where-
handle it. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
follow
they know
me.
where to find y'all
Yeah,
on social media,
exactly.
but still leave it again, and you know, let people know what's upcoming projects coming up. But thank you, brothers, for coming on. Definitely appreciate it.
So we got a project Saturday down at the harbor for the kids.
Yeah.
So that's from 7 to 11. All the youngsters can come out and stuff like that. So as long as they down there at the disco or whatever it is we're gonna have down there,
Okay.
they ain't nobody carrying no guns, ain't nobody shooting, ain't nobody doing nothing.
You said 7 to
illegal.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I found out, I got a call the other day from a little kid, and he told me, he said, "Mr. Chris, I need a job, ASAP. Either I'm gonna die out here in Baltimore streets,
Man.
or I'm gonna be in jail for a long time." What I found out is you got kids walking around in the hallways in school, and the reason being is, teacher, what you doing out here? Get in class. No, stop doing that. They not squeegee kids. Go out there, build relationships, learn their names, call them on first name basis.
Right.
The squeegee is what they got in their hand.
Right.
Yeah, yo.
But what my point was this: a lot of our kids can't read and write.
Yeah.
So instead of you telling the kid, go online and do this application and fill out this job, they looking at you crazy. All right, man, forget that job. That's why they're doing it, because they don't know.
Exactly.
So open up the line of communication and let them know, if you don't know how to do it, I got somebody online. Little kid, I said, look, call this number. He called her. She had the computer up, did the application form. Because I know he knows a social security number, whatever information go on, and he just don't know how to do it. So she filled that and plugged in everything, and there you go.
Got jobs. That's what I'm saying.
So we got to help the kids.
Definitely. Well, I'll go ahead.
I'll say for me, I mean, I'm phony. I'm phony on social network. I'm Stokey Project on Instagram and Stokey for Be More, and on Facebook, Stokey Candy. I mean, my campaign office is 23 East North Avenue. Feel free to stop by anytime you like after 12 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and even sometime on Sunday, man. And just prayers, you know. I need prayer warriors. I need vigilant people who want change to be a part of the process. Like, this campaign is not about me wanting a job. I'm good. It's about me wanting to change the narrative and the direction of my city. So if people feel like they want to see the same change and believe in the same ideology and the same philosophies as myself, and jump on board, let's make history together. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely got Brother Nance support.
Well, I'm definitely going to be in the background just looking, because I'm not a Baltimore City resident, but I'm all for everything.
You're not a Baltimore City resident no more?
No, I'm not.
She got low.
I got low. But definitely I'm Baltimore all day.
So, Tasha, you want to close this out, or do I need to close this out?
Go ahead, close us out.
I mean, it's up to you. Okay,
ahead.
so
You
thank
want
you
to put
guys.
your plug in?
No, I mean, I'm gonna put my plug in.
You
got me, that's what I'm saying. No, but I just want to thank you, brothers, for coming on. Again, thanks for all you do for the city. Thanks for the continued work and the more work that you're going to continue to do as we change the legacy and the narrative. And again, we don't have good days. We create them. We create the life we want. We create the things we want so we can spread our love to the world. Peace and health. Everybody continue creating a great day. God's favor, baby.
You put that little plug in that fast.
I ain't get up either.